What's going on, everybody? It's Q Jackson, host of BLK Talk. Look, I was over here preparing for another amazing episode, but look, I need you guys to go ahead and hit the subscribe button, the like button, and the notification bell so that you guys don't miss any of our amazing conversations. Have a new episode coming to you in 5, 4, 3, 2.
What's going on, everybody? It's Q Jackson, host of BLK Talk. And guess what? I am back, of course, with another amazing conversation and another amazing guest. So this guy right here next to me, I've known for, at this point, it's 11 years. I think it was February 2012 when picture it.
Wow.
Atlanta.
The month.
2012, February 2012. I was invited to an event. I said, okay, let me go ahead and go out real quick. And it was your showcase. Downtown Atlanta. So we're going to get into all of that. Clearly he forgot. Guys, welcome to BLK Talk, Mr. Vince Ashton. Okay. All right. Not jack of all trades. This is Vince of all trades. And you guys are going to find out why. Because not only is this guy a musician, this guy hosts events. He leads worship at church. If you got a sweet tooth, he will whip you up some cheesecake. He has been on your local screen and your national and international screen. This man has just released some music, and knowing him, he got something else up these sleeves right here that he's going to be talking about today. So Vince, thank you so much for joining me today on BLK Talk. Hold on now, come on.
We
Okay.
swiveling.
Right. Hold on now. Ooh.
Yo, Q.
Vince.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you for the great introduction. I'm very grateful to be here just to watch you grow and blossom and accomplish many things and initiate many things and see them through. So, many blessings and much blessings and kudos to you for
Thank you.
all of your endeavors and just always allowing just creatives to come share your platform, because you always have a heart for the people, and I admire that. So that's really good.
I appreciate that. And thank you for being the people.
Come on.
Thank you for being out here doing so many amazing positive things that these people out here that are watching this conversation can learn from and appreciate.
I appreciate it, man, for real.
Let's go ahead and get right into it. So for the people who may not be familiar and didn't catch that long introduction of everything he does, tell the people about Vince Ashton.
Yeah, so Vince Ashton is from Atlanta, East Point.
Not Atlanta.
Atlanta, Southside all day. 33 years old, Sagittarius, and I am a creative. I like how you said Vince of all trades.
Vince of all trades.
I am a thorough believer in your passion being your paycheck, and if you have many passions, that goes to many paychecks.
Get a lot of paycheck.
Hello, somebody. So
Vince, let me borrow some money.
So that mantra, if you will, has just afforded me a lot of opportunities to just dive into many different industries and businesses and just the most random things that you wouldn't expect. I didn't expect myself to do or to be into. I'm doing. And I'm sure we'll dig into all that. But I will say, if anything, first, I am a musician first. I love music. That is my banner right there.
So I guess we can jump into each one individually.
Okay.
So let's go back. Let's rewind. We got young Vince, probably teenager.
Right.
Those are the formative years, I guess, in your life, where you're trying to learn who you are, trying to figure out what you want to do with life.
Yep.
And the church was a big part and is a big part of your life.
Definitely.
So let's go to when you got your first opportunity in church to lead, to sing, to do all of that. How was that? Do you remember that?
You know what? So I don't remember the distinct moment that I started leading, but I definitely remember being in children's ministry. Always in the children's choir, and I just remember singing a host of songs just during that time, and then through the years, elementary school, middle school, I want to say I stopped singing in terms of being in church because, that I was in band and, extracurricular activities was popping. But then once I got into high school, the 8th grade, 9th grade year transition, if you will, is when I started back into singing, leading worship, things of that nature in church. And, I have to shout out, I like to call him my musical father, Canton Jones. Some of y'all may be familiar with him, a very popular Christian contemporary artist. He was our music director at the time. And so he really instilled a lot in us in terms of not only making sure that, your heartbeat is aligned with God and, your purpose as a worship leader, if you will, and, to engage the people and lead into people's hearts to the Father. And also on the other side of that coin, just music industry tips. Like he had us training. He had us running in the parking lot singing full loud for like 30 minutes straight. Like he was really preparing us in terms of like we was about to go on tour with Beyonce like the day after. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? So he had us writing and producing and all those things. So I really credit a lot of that to Canton Jones and my home church, World Changers, of course, to just really preparing me and setting that stage to get me in the position that I am now, and also just afforded me the opportunity to be comfortable in performing in large arenas like when I was like 13, 14, 15 years old. So now me being at 33, it's like you put me in front of a crowd of 50,000, I'm like, what's up? I can give you a 30, 45 minute set like that because that's how me and a lot of my close friends were just raised in that light. So yeah, that's church story in a nutshell.
So having the opportunity to experience that stuff at a very young age, and now having the opportunity to entertain tens of thousands of people at any given moment. Were there ever any conversations that you had to have with yourself like, I don't think I can do this. I don't think I deserve this. Like, what are those motivating conversations that you had to have with yourself?
You know what? I can say that I never had any doubt in my mind in terms of, is this the space for me to be in? Because I always had dreams and visions of me being in that space. Okay. And so whenever I was afforded the chance to perform or minister in that space, I had already played it in my mind so many times, I could just emulate what I saw myself doing in a daydream or in a dream. So I never really had to encounter that side of just doubt or being fearful in that degree. Yeah.
Okay. Now, we're going to fast forward, but then we're going to bring it back.
Okay.
So, inspirational music, gospel music, that's something that you grew up singing and doing, but you recently released some music that is not necessarily along that. Now, from watching, movies and TV shows and stuff like that, the people in the church can be a little harsh.
Okay.
I would say.
Okay.
So when you were telling, your church family, your close friends, your people in that space that you were releasing these songs and they were not of that same genre, did you get any like negative feedback or like what was the support level like?
Yeah, no, I didn't receive any negative feedback. I feel like since me being a youngster, I've always marched to the beat of my own drum and have been very unapologetic about that. And especially like my core friends and my mom and family members, like they know I love music. I am a musician. I love all genres, all walks, all styles of music, and I'm very invested in all those things. So when I started to write R&B records, when I started to write pop records, when I still was writing life and inspirational and gospel or Christian records or whatever, it made sense and it was true because it was authentically me. Yeah. So it wasn't sort of like, I was always in this holy thou art thou type space, and then now I'm like, hey, shake your fast, watch it. So it could be like, whoa, what going on? Like that definitely wasn't my story. I was always just in that person. I was always that guy just to be in all the different styles of music. So no, in that, I definitely had a lot of support. Still have a lot of support in the music that I'm continuing to do. And really, as an artist right now, I write based off of how I feel. Okay. Like, if I want to write about love, if I want to write about a relationship, the detriment of a relationship, the pros of a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
If I want to, you know, if God lays something on my heart to write a song about him or to him, then I'm going to do that. I write in whatever season of life that I am in, and then I just record it and just package it and just make it happen. So, yeah. Sort of create your own rule. Create your own rule.
Now, when did you start writing? When did you discover like that you could actually write songs?
Yeah.
Did it start off as a little poem and then you like, let me put a little music behind it?
I would never. Cute, I swear for God. I was just thinking about this like maybe 3 months ago. Like the very first song I wrote, I had to be maybe 10 or 11.
Wow.
And it was corny, man.
Please tell me you know where this song is.
It was corny as freak, man. And it was a church song. And it was called Freedom. And it just sounded like Nick Jr. could have picked it up and, you know, it could have been the intro to a children's, you know, cartoon or something. Like, it was that cheeky.
Do you remember any of the words?
I don't. I just remember the melody was like, it sort of, or it sounded like Sounds of Blackness. Could have did it like, freedom. Freedom.
You need to take that though, and you need to bring it into right now today, and you need to release that song.
The song was cheeky as crap, man.
But I'm telling you, with what you learn now about music, you probably can make that thing pop.
I agree. I concur. But in that, fast forwarding to like when I really started writing was going back to the team ministry. Because the really cool thing about our team ministry is that we wrote and produced all of our songs. Mm-hmm. So we never sung like the other popular praise and worship songs that was happening during the early 2000s. Like we had studio, we had producers making our beats, and we was writing our own stuff. We were putting out albums. Like we was putting out albums. We used to do huge youth conferences, and right before the youth conferences, we used to like release the album. So all the other churches that was coming to see us knew the records or whatever. Like it was that type of thing. And so writing those songs, like 9th, 10th grade, when I started writing R&B records with some of my friends in high school or whatever, 11th and 12th grade, it was like, okay, I sort of already had my, you know, little jizz in it. So yeah, let's just switch it up a little bit. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's change.
Okay.
Okay, so we got Vince the musician.
Yeah.
Okay, now you're, you know, running around the world. Not just Atlanta. Okay, not just America. No. Like this man is now running around the world.
Wow.
Entertaining people.
Wow.
So the opportunity to host, the opportunity to inspire in different areas of the world. Mm-hmm. How did that happen?
You know what? To go back to your question about like being nervous before I started singing never had that issue. Hosting, I do remember having that conversation with thine self.
Okay.
Before the first time I hosted anything. Because I remember, you know, we in the South. You know, in the South, Battle of the Bands is huge. Battle of the Dance Lines, Drum Lines. Like, I went to Florida A&M University, so I'm all about marching bands and historically black things and all of that stuff or whatever. And so my high school band director's fiance at the time.
High school
band director's fiance. Yes.
At the time.
At the time. So this was like 2010, 11-ish. There's a huge event called Battle of the Dance Lines, and they used to have like one of the V103 VJs hosted. Okay. But something happened, he had to call out and cancel, and so she also attended World Changers, my church. Okay. And she was like, yo, we should hit up Vince, because, you know, he's used to leading and singing in front of people. Maybe he can talk in front of people. And they hit me up, I'm talking about like 3 days before the situation. And I'm like, I think I can do it. But what really made me nervous is church folk. You know, they go, oh, praise the Lord, baby. We love you, baby. High school kids at a Battle of the Bands event, they boo.
They didn't boo you.
No, I'm just saying, like it's a very different.
Yeah, rough and raw.
Exactly, very raw. And this Metro Atlanta, these like, bro, If you're going to come with it, come with it. Because I'm lit, I'm ready, I'm passionate about supporting my school, whatever the case is. So that moment was the first time that I hosted at the Georgia World Congress Center. That huge theater that they have over there. And it was probably like close to 4,000 people in that building. And I just remember being backstage. And I said, look, man, just be lit. Just go out there and just try to have a good time and just connect with the peers and just see. Just see how it feels. And when I tell you at the end, I will never forget this moment. At the end of that event, my Twitter had shut down because of all of the acts, all of the comments that were coming to me like, Vince is the best. We need Vince next year. And to this day, I am still hosting that event. That is 2011, 2012. It is 2023.
Years later.
I am still hosting that event. And so many other hosting opportunities came out of that situation.
Yeah.
Seriously. And a lot of those events, I'm still hosting today. Like, I'm still hosting. Of course, I'm hosting new things. But I've been hosting some of the same events for like you said, 10, 11, 12 years now.
So, with that being said, there's somebody out here who needs a little bit of inspiration.
Okay.
I feel like you can do that.
Okay.
So let's talk about getting out of your own way, overcoming your own fears when you're presented with an opportunity.
Yeah.
And how that one shift in your mind, in your life, in something that you decide to do, how it can open the door up to so many amazing things.
Wow, that's major. You know what?
Because that one conversation that you had that put you out in front of 4,000 people has now put you out in front of hundreds of thousands of people.
That's real. That's real. You know what? There's a term I utilize when I'm teaching kids vocal lessons. And I don't mean this literally, but like I always say, well, hey, let's crash and burn. Let's just fly, and if we land, we land. If we crash, then let's just rebuild the plane to try again later. And I think that has just always been inside of me. Like just take the risk. Life is about risks.
Yeah.
You know, complacency is a huge hindrance to growth.
Yeah.
Comfortability is a huge hindrance to growth, especially when you see yourself doing more, when you see yourself, pushing towards that journey of your potential. But when you are comfortable in just whatever that is, then you will be a hindrance to that acceleration. And that hindrance will also not allow you to soar in those moments, not allow you to even take off the runway. And I think that is something that I still to this day in making decisions, and even then, just go for it. Just go for it. I know everybody's different. Some people, need a little bit more coddling and, coaching and things of that nature. I feel that I've always been just an adventurous type of person anyway. Like, hey, all they can say is no. Or if I suck, then I suck. At least I know that I tried. You get what I'm saying? Of course, I don't want to suck. I don't want to be bad. But you just go forward and just know at the end of the day, to even go back to a spiritual or biblical tip, everything is always working together for your good. If God brought that situation, if God led that opportunity for me, then I know it's going to be a success. Yeah. Do I have to do my due diligence and making sure that I'm prepared and making sure I don't look crazy while I'm, doing this 1,000%. But if you align your work with the faith, then you're going to thrive. And I think that's definitely where I was then, and that's still where I am today.
I hope y'all got that.
Yeah.
Okay, if y'all need to hit that little button at the bottom and scoot it back just a little bit to get it again, go ahead and do that, okay?
Yeah.
So the last couple of years have been very, very, very productive for you.
Woo!
You took a flight to Canada.
Mm-hmm.
Things happened.
Yeah.
Stuff came from it.
Yeah.
Then there was a release date. You were on people's TV screens across the world.
Mm-hmm.
I know about it. Some of y'all know about it. Tell us about it.
So to give you a backstory, in terms of just the many irons in the fire that I do have my own cheesecake company. And the cheesecake company is called It's a Cheesecake by Vince Ashton. And in that, it started, I want to say 2017, 2018 or so. And it pretty much was like, you know, a passion project, if you will, that really turned into a full-bloom situation unexpectedly. I didn't even expect to do cheesecakes.
He had more flavors than Baskin Robbins.
Bro, I'm trying to tell you. And I had no intentions of doing cheesecakes, but I'm telling you, just trusting God. When he opened that door or he birthed something in your spirit, you walk that thing out. You walk that thing out because you never know what will happen coming out of that. So going from 2018 all the way up to, I guess, 2021, you know, got hit up by a production company that is in ties with the Food Network Canada. And they were like, yo, you know, we've been watching your Instagram page, you know. We have a show called The Great Chocolate Showdown, and we think you'd be a great fit for it. And I'm like, I always see myself hosting on TV, but I don't know about baking, per se. And I was like, again, going back to that hosting moment, well, all you do is try. You get what I'm saying? Why not? So I took the leap, and it was a very rigorous just interviewing process. Okay. Just before the green light even happened, just at home, I was like, okay, this is a lot in itself. Just proving yourself. They're asking you to bake things. They're constantly texting you and calling you and video chatting you through the day, through the week or whatever. And so, we got it. Got the green light. Ended up going to Toronto for about close to a month, if you will. Maybe shy 3 weeks or so. And really had one of the most monumental moments of my life competing on a baking show on the Food Network Canada. You talking about random? But that's what my life has always been, low-key. It's just been full of just the most random type of situations, if you will. But just to go back to that opportunity, I learned so much about myself. Like, I learned how much tenacity I had. You know, I really affirmed myself in how passionate I am about wanting to just succeed in things. And not only that, challenging myself in learning skills that I never even thought I would have to know. Because it's called Great Chocolate Showdown. So the whole premise of the competition is about chocolate. I'm in the cheesecake world. And to be honest, I'm not really big on chocolate, you know? But I clearly can't bake cheesecakes every challenge. So it's like, bro, you need to learn how to make cookies. You need how to make brownies and pies and cakes and just all the things. Yeah. So shout out to YouTube University and all the great and wonderful recipes on that site, you know, that helped me, you know, just build up my skill set in that sense. And just went for it. And here we are today. Food Network Canada. And then it moved into the CW this year. Was it this year? Last August. Because it came out in March. There it is. It came out March last year, Food Network Canada. Then the CW picked it up in August. And then I turned on the TV, 3 weeks ago, and the season on Hulu.
Oh, yeah.
I said, Mama, I'm on Hulu.
Yep.
What the world? You know? So, crazy.
I mean, how does that feel, though, to be somebody who prides themselves on the level of creativity that you exhibit? Just to know that everything that you have put your hand in, put your foot in, put your whatever, it has taken you so far beyond your neighborhood, your city, your state, your country.
You know what? It's in conversations like these that I feel are essential, in just reminding yourself just how good God is, one, and just how hard you've worked.
Yeah.
You know, because, you know, life is a machine sometimes. You know, one opportunity ends and you on to the next thing, and you sort of just being transparent, not forget, but belittle to a degree what had happened back then. And I think that in life, and even in this moment, I'm speaking to myself right now, like, don't devalue and discredit or even archive those opportunities that you have achieved, because it was a blessing. It's a huge blessing that many people aren't afforded to have. Yeah. Like, when I got that call, they were like, yo, like over 500 people we were auditioning for this, and you made it in the top 10. And you've only been baking since 2018. I mean, I'm going against people with full out baking wedding cakes, like they influencers on TikTok doing all the crazy shenanigans stuff, doing desserts, and I'm over here with electric blender like, well, here we go. You know,
whipping up greatness.
Exactly. But in that, it's all I can just see right now and just say is that it's a blessing, and I'm extremely thankful. So thankful for the moment. So thankful. Yep.
So I love it. And you sitting here talking about that and talking to yourself, like that's something that I have struggled with over the years. Because as we know, people will always compare you.
Yeah.
And for me, it got to a place where I was allowing the comparisons to like hit me and discredit a lot of the things that I was doing or that I worked on.
Yeah.
But it was probably maybe over the last year that I really got to where I'm just like, you know what? Over these 13 years or whatever that I've been in the media industry, I have interviewed some amazing people.
Indeed,
I have hosted and planned some of the like greatest events that people have been a part of. I have done some amazing stuff. I'm looking at my wall right now. Who else got a day in Atlanta?
You have also been seen on many networks.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Shout out to
Hello.
Definitely We TV, Bravo.
Listen.
Shout out to y'all.
For real.
I wish I could put those credits on IMDb?
Mm-hmm.
I can't, but whatever. But sometimes you do have to have conversations that are going to force you to realize who you really are.
That's powerful. That's actually what I was about to interject and say. Like, you have to recognize who you are.
Yeah.
You got to recognize who you are. Not in an arrogant or cocky way or anything of that nature. Just recognize who you are, in a sense, to just value everything that you've done, and also to define your worth. Because as you continue to go through life and you continue to push forward and reap larger opportunities, you know what your worth is.
Yeah.
Like they say, yesterday's price is not today's price.
Not at all.
And that's not even in an arrogant way. You are just, glory to God, accomplished in that sense.
Yep.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's real. That's real.
Heck yes.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the recent releases.
Okay.
So recently you decided to go ahead and go more full force into like your own music, the R&B music that you were referring to earlier. Yeah. So first of all, he just released some music, y'all. So y'all need to go download it.
Come on, stream it today.
So download, stream,
all of it. Buy, stream, listen,
on your
watch.
iPod.
All the things.
Tell us about the music.
Yeah, so I'm really excited about the music. What had happened was,
first of all, when he pulled up today, I'm like, what is going on out here? You've been outside for 5 minutes. I opened the door. It is a full concert going on in the car.
In the driveway.
So there's a new mix.
In real time.
To
one of the records.
And I'm just like,
coming soon. For your
what's up?
For your listening pleasure.
So what's out there now that was released? So go ahead and tell us about that.
Yeah, so I recently re-released, that's what I'm deeming it, 3 records, coming out strong, Kickback, and here we go. Mm-hmm. So the method behind this was, because I dibble and dabble in so many things, you got Vince Ashton, the host, you have Vince Ashton, the cheesecake guy, you got Vince Ashton, the photographer, you got Vince Ashton doing activism. Like, that was the past years, I've just really been conquering all the land. But I had a really, really good conversation with my home church's first lady. Shout out to Pastor Taffy when we were at Essence Festival last year.
Okay.
And she was like, you know what, Vince, I've been watching you for many years. You're a jack of all trades. However, if music or whatever, you know, thing of yours, trait of yours is your number one, like really hone into that. Don't negate everything else, but really hone into that so that can really just be that platform and be that banner of who you are, if that's where your heart is.
Yeah.
And I had to just really have a real moment with myself and say, bro, like, you want to do music, you want to entertain, you want to sing, this is what you do. Bro, I'm still singing in my remote like I'm 5 years old. Around the house and I'm 33. You get what I'm saying?
That's saying on
like,
national platforms
right,
and stages.
You know, and that's just always been me. So after that conversation, I just had to do a 180 and really redesign my life. In terms of my career. So in that, I always had a SoundCloud. I had records on there, still got some records on there as well. And I just chose like my top 3 highest viewed or listened, played, streamed. Whatever terminology it is. And I just snatched those down, got them remastered. I'll put some visuals to them, some artwork to them. And I was like, okay, I'm going to re-release these records just to get the world back reacclimated with Vince Ashton, the artist. Now, the funny thing is, in the midst of all the things I've been doing, I've never stopped writing. I've never stopped recording. I legit have like an album and a half ready. And I'm still recording and working with producers and working with writers to this day. Okay. Of course, now things have been more accelerated because this is what I'm really diving into and being consistent in. But yeah, I just wanted to get the world back reacclimated with me. And it's been really cool thus far, man. It's been a pivot. It's been what's the word? I've learned many lessons from this, still learning lessons, and really investing and immersing myself in a lot of just music industry know-how and podcasts and interviews, and I'm really enjoying this space right now.
So the songs. Tell us about the songs and why. I mean, you told us, you know, why you re-released them, but why are these songs like so important for you and for people to listen to?
Yeah, okay, so what's
Coming Out Strong.
Coming Out Strong. So Coming Out Strong is all things Atlanta. Okay, it is very litty. Okay, if you know anything Atlanta type hip hop type record, that's what it is. And in that, it has a very uplifting message. Okay. It's for champions, it's for winners, it's for overcomers. So it's a good blend between you. It's for you because you are a champion. You are a winner. You are an overcomer. It's a song of affirmation. I always, even when I post today, I say, let this song serve as a motivator for you. Whether it's in the gym, whether it's something you got to turn on, you know, when you're feeling down and out, whatever it is.
You would say gym while I'm over here trying to suck your gut in.
Boys!
Whatever, it ain't about that right now.
Hilarious, but so yeah, and it's up tempo. It's a lot of fun. It's mad lit. A lot of energy. You know, get your
mad lit.
The second record, Kickback, is like an ode to, like, how can I say, what era would I say? Like that 2012 through 2015 type R&B sound, if you will, mixed with some pop. It's a bop. Okay. Kickback is a bop. You know, it's just basically, telling your lady, telling your partner, whoever you with, hey, you ain't going nowhere in the midst of me having a busy schedule and going through life and having a lot of stuff on my plate. You know what? I'm gonna still be here, and I'm gonna make it up to you. And I believe in love, and we just team us. So that's what Kickback is about. It's a whole bop.
Pause real quick. I don't know if y'all just caught that.
What?
Okay, the switch up. Now, when you talk, you're so articulate and you're so damn Vince Ashton. But when you get excited about something, Atlanta comes out. Did y'all hear that?
ATL, ho. Shumaine. ATL, ho. What's up?
I'm telling you, it is funny.
Hilarious. So that's Kickback, and then the final song is called Here We Go. Funny story about Here We Go. Dang, maybe I shouldn't say this. because I don't want people to steal it from me. I'm not going to say that. I am going to say, Here We Go is a song of celebration.
Okay.
It's pop, it's EDM, fist pump. UK, come on, London, yeah.
That might be your next place performance.
Hey, but you know what's funny? Let's hold that.
Okay.
So yeah, Here We Go is just very up tempo, celebrating, just entering into a new season of your life, letting the past be in the past, and just enjoying what's going on in the future. Very Zumba-ish, you know, your little jig. You know, it's a lot of fun. Very electric, a lot of fun.
Oh, y'all need to turn these songs on. Y'all, first of all, y'all need to add these to y'all's gym playlist.
You got 3.
Like, what's up?
3 records. It's something for everybody, and I'm proud of it.
So, for you, out of all of the songs you've written throughout your career, what songs, like, mean the most to you?
Ooh. Of all the songs I've written through my career, So this is a world premiere because a lot of these songs ain't out yet.
Oh,
okay.
Yet. You heard it here first.
Yeah, exactly. So there is a song called Keep It.
Mm-hmm.
And it's basically saying like, hey, you can keep all your baggage. You can keep all the drama. You can keep all the fixings that is hindering you from allowing yourself to fully commit to what a new relationship looks like. And there's only, and I'm a thorough believer that, you know, relationships are work. It's a collaborative type of situation, tug and pull, if you will. But especially when you like in the first quarter of a relationship, we ain't about to be chipping down the wall of Jericho with every type of conversation. Like, if you just ain't ready, you ain't ready. You can keep that. And I'm going to just slide on over here and mind my business and be happy over here.
Oh, I want to hear this one.
You know what I'm saying? So that record is probably in that space to answer your question. And then, but then on the other side of the coin, I have this other record called Love Forever. And it's basically, it's the complete opposite of Keep It. It's very like, we can make it. Come on. Don't leave. I won't leave you if you won't leave me. You know, we've been through so much. You probably heard. We've been through so much. Come on. You know, we can do all things.
I love stuff like that.
But yeah, it's very heartfelt.
Now, what's that one called again?
Belong Together or Love Forever.
As soon as we hit exit and we done with this, I want to hear that.
Have a listening party.
I want to hear that. Woo, buddy.
But though I would say right now those 2 records stick out the most. That definitely came from a place.
Okay.
Yeah.
So picture it.
I'm
gonna say Greenville, South Carolina.
Come on, road trip.
2000.
Come on,
was that
Q.
16?
That was 2017.
It was 17.
I remember that year.
Okay. We hopped in the car. Vroom, vroom, vroom.
Blue Elantra.
The blue, yes, that good Hyundai. And we hit it to Greenville because the Vince Ashton was opening for the Monica. Okay? When I tell you, first of all, thank you for including me in on that trip. Because that was an experience.
That was a whole experience.
Not only did I get to meet, I think that was my first ever time in life meeting Monica. And she was so cool.
Yeah.
But for me, this was the first time I saw my friend outside of the comfort zone that I'm normally seeing you in.
Yeah.
I saw you in a different place, in a different space, with people I did not know, with people you did not know.
At all.
And I sat there in that front row, you know, I'm seeing them perform, and I'm looking around like, okay, what the people feel? And the people are eating it up. They are loving what they're seeing.
Wow.
Like, that experience for you.
Oh my God.
First of all, I know he loves Monica.
Bro, that's my number one.
Like, they probably from the same neighborhood.
We are. Clayco,
you know?
Southside. We are.
So how was that experience for you?
So Clayco. Man, you know what? I still remember getting that call. Shout out to Roger. He called me. I was at work.
Mm.
He was like, "Hey, what you doing?" What was that, like a Saturday or something? I think it was a Saturday. What you doing this? It had to be like, I got the call Friday.
Mm.
I think the day before the concert.
Really?
It was a quick turnaround.
Oh, wow.
It was either 24 or 48 hours. It wasn't like the week before or like a month or whatever.
Yeah.
It was a very quick turnaround. But at any rate, I remember I got that call. He was like, "Hey, what you doing X amount of day?" I was like, "Nothing, what's up?" He was like, "Yo, you want to open for Monica? She looking for an opening act." I'm like, "Who?" Me? When I tell you I jumped at that opportunity so quick, man, and I had to call my best friend right here, ride or die, 1,000%.
We rode it, buddy.
Listen,
out of here.
I was like, I'm not taking no for an answer.
Oh, that was
Get your butt in the car. And Marcus came along. Shout out to
Yes.
Marcus out in LA. He pulled up to the scene with us, and I'm getting chills just thinking about that moment because it was at, I think, the convention center up in Greenville or whatever, a big crowd.
And I'm seeing all the people now.
Yeah, like it was a huge, probably, I know over 5,000.
Yeah.
Gotta be over 5,000 people. And I just remember at home being so excited about putting my show together. Roger was like, "Hey bro, you only got like 6 minutes." And I was like, "Well, I'm about to cram the most I can get into 6 minutes." So I did the intro and Kickback. And then I did Before I Let Go.
Mm-hmm.
And then I did Coming Out Strong as the end. And to your point, and it's crazy because performing, like, the lights are so bright, so you really can just really see like maybe the first 5 or 6 rows, if you will. But even in those 6 rows, I'm like, bro,
that's a lot
they
of people
in it.
still.
Yeah, and they were enjoying it. And so it's really cool when you have a non-judgmental, interactive crowd that accepts a new artist type of thing, and just that whole exchange was just beautiful. And meeting Monica at the end, and she put on a great show as usual, singing the face off as usual. And yeah, that definitely has to be one of the most defining moments of my career thus far. 1,000%.
And there's so much more to accomplish. So for you, you've accomplished so much already. For you, what do you feel like there's left? I mean, there's so much more to accomplish, but what is something that's like kind of close to your heart that you may not have done already that you would love to do?
Well, jumping outside of music, I do want to start my own nonprofit called the 1989 Project.
Okay.
Which is the year that I was born. And it's basically just helping single parent households. Okay. Because it was just me and my mom and grandma growing up. Never knew my father. Shout out to you wherever you at. If you ever see this, praise the Lord. But my mom did such a phenomenal job. And my grandma did such a phenomenal job. And even to this day, we have conversations where it's like, I never knew as a child that we were struggling. Mm-hmm. You know,
I never to strong black
exactly
mothers, never
strong black mothers,
struggle.
Right, strong black women in general. Like, I never knew that we were struggling. And so now, me being in the place and the space that I am in, and that I can give and sow into people and impact people's lives, that is something that me and my mom have talked about, collaborating together. And just starting out small, if it's like, you know, during a holiday, like choosing one family type of thing just to sow a seed or whatever that looks like. So that is something that is, I know when the season happens for me to launch it, it's going to be good. But I am keeping it close right here. Yeah.
But y'all heard it. Y'all heard it here. So be prepared to Are you like going to be like accepting donations and contributions
1,000%.
so that people
Yeah,
can?
yeah, 1,000%.
Okay,
You know,
so
it's gonna be a beautiful thing, man.
make sure he's gonna give all of his information momentarily. So make sure you guys follow him so that when the 1989 project goes live, you guys can support it, and he can do what he needs to do to give back to somebody who deserves it.
Yeah, and so many people deserve that, though. You know, just really truly credit to all the single parents out there. You know, moms and dads that are just making it work. And it's just it is such a power in the saying that your child never knew that you were struggling. And even when I think back as a grown man to some of the scenarios and situations that we was in, like me, my mom and grandma, like just being in a 2-bedroom, 1 bath, you know, Washington Road, East Point, y'all know that area. Even now, especially at that time, you know, going in the 90s and the 2000s or whatever, it wasn't quote unquote the most ideal space for a family to be in, but it is what it is. We were there. And in my mind, I'm like, oh, we're doing good. But on the other side, it's like, okay, we making it happen. You know, we pushing through. We're overcoming things, and just to know, like, my mom is she's so strong.
You know what?
She's so strong.
And a lot of people, they don't understand that. So, you know, for those of you who have, you know, who grew up in single parent households, you know, after you've watched this entire video, after you've hit the like, subscribe, and notification bell, pick up the phone and call your parent.
You know what?
And just simply say,
thank you.
Thank you.
And and even to that point, I know we got to wrap it up, but this is something that's definitely also been on my heart. Like, when you have parents that have sacrificed so much, and they have paused their life, their livelihood, their lifestyles, their dreams, their ambitions to invest and contribute into yours as the child, I truly feel once you become an adult and, you know, you are in a space where you can do that, not only reciprocate what they did, but have those conversations like, Mom, Dad, what were the things that you gave up? What were the things that you placed on hold? What were the things that you sacrificed in order for me to be in the space that I'm in today? And if those things are tangible, if those things are businesses, if those things are just dreams that you have the means to assist and fund and support and network and provide the same resources they provided for you, I feel that we are obligated to do that. And I don't think that conversation happens much. Like legit, I legit had a conversation with my grandma like 2 months ago. I was like, what did you, or what do you really want to do? Or where did you really see yourself? What were those dreams? And my grandma's like about to turn 70. And I had to repent like, damn, like, I don't want to say selfish. I don't think it came from a selfish place, but it's like, you just never know. You just go through life and it's like, everything is peachy keen, but sometimes you just got to pause and say, yo, let me have these conversations with my home team and see how I can support them like they've supported me. So,
wow. That's deep.
Yeah.
Y'all better take heed to that and like call those people. Your mother, your father, your grandmother, your grandfather. Call those people and have those conversations. That's how we continue to grow. That's how we continue to live and be better and be closer and, you know, be there for the next generation.
That's good.
And for you, we want the people to support everything that you're doing. You were once in a place where somebody was inspiring you to be the greatest you can be. Now you're in a place by having this conversation where you are now inspiring somebody to be the greatest they can be. So with that being said, go ahead and let the people know where they can follow you, where they can stream, download, buy, or whatever, all the music.
All the things.
And where can they get Vince Ashton?
Yeah, so I am literally Vince Ashton on all platforms, okay? Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, Vince Ashton, you'll find me. And in terms of music, Spotify, what is it? Tidal, all those things. Who's the other people?
Apple,
Google, iTunes, YouTube Music. That's what
Okay,
it is. YouTube.
okay.
They bought Google. What?
Really?
I don't know. It was something because, I'm Team Android. Keep hope alive. And we was on Google for a minute. Then they shut down that and said, "Well, your playlist has to YouTube." I'm like, "Well, I don't want YouTube. I don't want to watch your videos."
Wow.
But they started their own little music streaming service.
Yeah.
Anyway, type in Vince Ashton. Everything is there. I definitely would just love and highly appreciate the support and the streams and the downloads and sharing and all those things. So yeah, that's where you can find me. Vince Ashton on everything.
All right. Now, Vince, if there is one piece of advice that you've been given that has gotten you to this point of your life that you would like to share with the people, what would that advice be?
Yep. Consistency is the key to breakthrough.
Say that again for the people in the back who did not hear.
Consistency is the key to breakthrough. The more you put into something, the more that you'll get out of it. And let me let you know, it may not always come when you want it. It may not be an overnight success. It may not be a viral moment. It may take a lot of pressure to put on that coal, but then when that coal does what it needs to do and morphs and evolves, you got a whole little diamond sitting in that situation that you can profit out of. So trust the process in the midst of you being consistent. I think a lot of times right now we just want things to be popcorn microwave success.
Yeah.
And in this day and age that could happen.
It could.
And that's a blessing behind it, but don't get so latched into that, I guess, angle that when something doesn't happen when you feel it should, then you automatically just throw everything in the trash. Like, don't do that. Be consistent. Be consistent.
And speaking of consistency, we like to thank Vince for being on the show, but I also like to thank you guys for constantly tuning in, consistently tuning in to BLK Talk and the many conversations that we've had with these amazing people over the past year. Vince, I appreciate you so much. I've probably told you this. I don't know. You got to tell your friends this. I am proud of you.
Thank you.
Okay?
Thank you.
And anytime you want to come back, come on. You're home here at BLK Talk.
Get into the backdrop. We got the wall. We got the green. We got the orange. We got the pop of color.
We trying to take ourselves
Come
seriously.
on. But you know what, Q? One thing that I have and still admire about you is not only you are hardworking, you're creative, you're passionate, but you invest in the quality of things. What you do, not knocking nobody else, but what you do is not just raggedy. It's not, we just throwing something together and we just running out the door and I hope it's cool. Like, you really take the time and pay attention in the detail and everything. And I've known this man since 2012. It is 2023. Everything that he produces and executes is always in such a place of esteem and excellence. And it literally rivals with, the quote unquote mainstream publications and mainstream media sites. And I want to tell you this, that everything that you do is not going in vain. It is not going in vain. There is a reason for everything, and the way that you move and the way that you execute, there's a reason why you have the pull and the networking community that you do, because they see not only the caliber of the man that you are, but the quality that you represent. And because it's authentically you, and you ain't no raggedy, shady, jigging type person, type of individual, people love that. I honor that. I appreciate that. Don't sell yourself short either, even in this moment. Don't even do that. And just appreciate and be excited about where you are, and just know that, like, you don't pour all this stuff into me, and it's crazy just to say in retrospect, this is still only the beginning in mine. It's only the beginning in your career too.
I appreciate that. And I'm going to end this conversation now because I'm probably going to have to slide off this camera and go cry. Because that was. Thank you guys for tuning in to BOK Talk. Make sure you guys download his stuff, but make sure you guys subscribe, hit the notification bell, the like bell on my page, also on Vince Ashton. Make sure you go find him as well. And thank you guys for tuning in, and be prepared for another great conversation on BOK Talk very soon.
We out.